Hey, what's going on? What's going on, NFL fans, Atlanta Falcon fans? Sport Antoine Smitty Smith, Smitty Sports Machine. Kicking it with my boy A1 Forever tonight. Our boy Berto, he had some important things come up, so he couldn't join us tonight. But we're gonna keep y'all in tune with this Falcons talk. Give y'all our thoughts on the quarterback situation. We're gonna go a little bit around the league, around the NFL, and talk about this franchise tag thing because it's getting out of hand, man. And I don't know how the Falcons gonna come out, with free agency because a lot of teams are keeping their key players, and some of them are using them as bait for picks, to get first round picks. But we're gonna get into that, man, very shortly. But before we do, man, y'all know how we do, man. We got to kick y'all with the dopest intro out there in sports. Yeah. But before we get this thing going, man, tell the people what's up, Chris.
Hey man, how y'all doing? You already know, not the three, not the two, it's AUNO. And you already know me and Smitty going back to back this thing bigger than the Super Bowl. Yeah, and I should have included Smitty on there. He probably been like, yeah. Nah, seriously though, man. This is the fun time, man. It's fun time of the season right here, man. Free agency / draft season. Things have already started taking place as players like Smitty alluded to it are getting tagged, bagged and tagged, and they grabbing them and holding them. They're trying to grab and hold their players, man. They don't want to let them go, or like Smitty
Right.
saying, use them as trade bait. It's a few guys have been tagged again. Guys like Kyle Duggar. Well, I know Duggar's a little different because he has that transitional tag, but guys like Duggar, guys like Justin from out of from the Baltimore Ravens. You already know Brian Burns, Josh Allen. It's just continuously people just getting tagged, y'all. And it's that season, but it's an exciting time, man. I'm happy to be here. We're gonna talk some Falcons football, talk about some of these free agents you already know. Happy
No
to
doubt, no
be.
doubt. Let's get it, GA, man. Thank you for the super chat. Truly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Send us a text, man. Go and check it out. Jump in with us for a minute if you can. If
Yeah.
not, we're gonna hold it down for you. But thank you for that donation. We truly appreciate it, man. We're gonna say what's up to the chat because hey, they doing their thing, man. Super Andrew. What's up, my dude? This is our season. I feel it. Yeah, I think something special is gonna happen for this season, but we got to put the right pieces in place first. When you put the right pieces in place, and everything is going to flow pretty smoothly. I think that is the key. But we just got to put everything together. It's just like baking a cake. If that thing, if you stick a toothpick in that thing and you see a cake on it, it's not done. So just think of it as
Yeah.
that. And don't mind me because I always talk about food. So that's
Yeah.
another whole
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. He was
But
eating before he jumped on. Trust me. This guy right here, man.
uh,
Smitty, I got a question though. Let's talk
go ahead
about it,
right
man.
quick.
Real quick in this around the NFL. Now you seeing again about Brian Burns, seeing Josh Allen, guys like that are being tagged. Like that is pretty much a detriment to the Atlanta Falcons because these guys are getting tagged for 24 mil, right? Per
Right.
24 mil. But they also the catch is they also have the opportunity to match whatever offer, similar to that Lamar Jackson situation that we were never
Right.
in. Okay. Yeah, man. So that situation. But the question is, with those guys being tagged like that and the chances to get them becoming slimmer, do you see the Atlanta Falcons possibly just looking toward the draft, not even worrying about possibly paying some of these big name guys?
That's an excellent question. And I honestly think, to be honest, like I said, and this is why choosing your quarterback or making a decision on your quarterback is so important. If you have that quarterback in place and you still have holes in your roster to fill, whether it's with just uh, players you bring back from the practice squad or guys you look at in free agency and the draft, If you got that quarterback in place, and you know for sure what that number on that quarterback gonna be salary wise, not only just filling that spot, but salary wise, so you'll know exactly how much money you have to spend is going to be the key for the Falcons heading into the new league year. Because guess what? If you can get Justin, and I'm gonna just be honestly frank with y'all, like I always do. You look at Justin Fields, you look at Kirk Cousins. Justin Fields is younger, Kirk Cousins is older. No matter which one of those guys that you get, you're gonna be shelling out $40 million plus. It's just no way around it. Kirk Cousins may get 2 years, close to $90 million. You may get a lot of that money front loaded into the contract with the signing bonus. And you look at Justin Fields, he's gonna be $40 million only because Daniel Jones got $40 million, and I don't see him making up under that. So that is the minimum, $40 million. Now, if he signs a long-term deal, Justin Fields does, outside of this year, it could start next year. So that wipes out that fifth year option, and then his contract starts. He could still play this season under the $3.2 million that he's owed this year. So that is the advantage with Justin Fields. But with Kirk Cousins, his 9 times out of 10, nearly all his contract is going to be just like Deshaun Watson. It's going to be fully guaranteed. That would kill the Falcons. You can front load it, true enough. But at the same time, no matter how much you front load, it's still going to take a good chunk off the salary cap. Now, there's another name out there that I didn't put in there with. It's Russell Wilson. I talked about it. Russell Wilson is your best bet financially. Russell Wilson has the advantage over both of these guys because he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl. Guess what?
Should have to.
With Denver, with Seattle, I don't think Russell Wilson had the kind of weapon that the Falcons have right now. And if the Falcons wanted to, they can go get Russell Wilson, use that number 8 pick, move up the board, and go get a Marvin Harrison Jr., a Malik Neighbors, or a Roma Duze to finish out this wide receiver core and make this offense probably very, very tough. But the quarterback position is just so key to getting this thing off the right way. If it's just like, the key to the ignition. If you put the key in and it's the right key, it's going to turn, it's going to run smooth. But if not, guess what? It's just like putting oil in the gas tank. It's just going to blow up in your face. The quarterback position is just so sensitive when it comes to building a team, but you got to have the right guy in place. And I pray that Zach Wilson gets some kind of input as to what type of quarterback he wants, who he best fits with, and who makes him the most comfortable. Because as I said, with Kirk Cousins, him coming in, he's going to make Zach Robinson's job a little bit easier because 1, he knows how to read the field a little bit better, and 2, when you talk about experience, he could probably teach Zach Robinson a trick or two. Even though Zach Robinson, he played quarterback himself, but just another pair of eyes on the field and reading the field, Kirk Cousins can help him do that. But tell me what you think right quick about the quarterback position.
Well, about the quarterback position, honestly, all right. So with Justin Fields, I feel like he has the best upside because he's the youngest and he's still trying to come into his own. These would probably be these would be the best weapons he has had since he's been in the NFL. Probably the best organization, honestly. Front office, just everything would be better for him personally if him coming to Atlanta. As they say, it's nowhere to go but up if you come down here. Now, the downside of that is, of course, he's been in the league, and he, regardless of what's happened with the coordinators and the team, he himself have had lapses at quarterback. Now, do you think that we can fix some of those things? Yeah, I believe that some of those things possibly could be fixed with Justin Fields. But there's also that same possibility and that same percentage, because I'm going 50-50 with this, that he doesn't get it together. And again, like I said, I would rather draft me a guy and be wrong about him than to take somebody else's wrong guy and him come here and still be the wrong guy. And that's the same thing that goes with Kurt, and that's the same thing that goes with Russell. Now, Kirk Cousins, honestly, if he never got injured, he would be everyone's number one pick, like everyone's number one pick. Because I know I wanted Kirk Cousins last year. I was hoping the Vikings just kept losing, and then so they would be forced to trade him. But of course, they did not continue to lose. And even before he went out with his injury, they were starting to pick up more games. So that trade wasn't going to happen. But before the injury, I was all Kirk Cousins, all in on Kirk Cousins. And the age doesn't bother me. Paying him that much money only bothers me because then you're automatically building through the draft. Now, if you don't pay him that money and you have Russell Wilson and you have Justin Fields, just like you was alluding to, those are the cheaper quarterbacks. I don't mind being cheap at quarterback for a while after the whole Matt Ryan situation. I don't mind being cheap at quarterback. So that means if I got to draft a guy, if I got to keep a cheap contract around and seeing what that cheap contract, talking about Desmond Ridder, can do with this offense as a backup, not a starter, but as a backup, and bring in one of these guys. If you're bringing in Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, or Justin Fields, this is my point blank period before I land my plane. If you bring any of those guys in with that 8th overall pick, I'm still going to go get my guy if I can. If I can move up to go get one of these top 3 quarterbacks, I'm still going to go get them with that 8th overall pick, using that as leverage. And now, if I can't make that shake, then we can start talking about other positional players. Then we could also possibly talk about trading back to get more picks to build around one of these 3 quarterbacks as well. So there's options out there. It's so many different options. Again, I will stand on it. I'm team young guy. I want Jaden Daniels, but it may cost too much to get him. Just being real. This is not even no fandom. Just being real. It may cost too much to get him.
The only way that we may get him at a good price is if Marvin Harrison go in the top 3 somewhere.
Yeah,
and I can see him if he goes to number 3 to New England. That means to me, number 4, Arizona, Malik Neighbors. Number 5, probably Jaden Daniels. So we will have to jump the Giants with the Cardinals, move up the board to number 4, give up probably 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and probably a 3rd, and that pick is ours. I would do that because you follow up number 1, we're talking 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and probably 2 third round. We're talking about 7 picks. Yeah. So
for one player that you're hoping for, see, that's what I know our general manager is not going to do. Terry's not going to give away 7 draft picks for one, and I wouldn't do that either. Not with so much talent in the draft and just different options and that you can go with. I wouldn't do all that because that's putting yourself back in purgatory, whether it's be draft or be money along the line. So I wouldn't do that. But if I can't get one of these top 3 guys, and if I can't, I'm gonna go to another point in a second too. But if I can't get none of these top 3 guys, man, I kind of may trade back. If I can't get these guys, trade back, get more picks, get maybe one of these quarterbacks at the end of the round. The second tier guys like a Penix, a McCarthy, a Nix. I know Leary, he did good as well. So, I mean, you may be able to get one of those guys in later rounds, like a 2nd or a 3rd round, if that's the route that you want to go. Me personally, again, I don't want to go any of those routes. We are just laying out different scenarios and hopefully not confusing anybody with different verbiage and things that we're doing here. But my perfect scenario, of course, is Jaden Daniels, but I just don't know what that price tag is going to be. What I'm hoping for too, though, Smitty. It's going to be steep. I need to give a phone call to all the other 31 teams in the NFL. I need to call them and say, hey, this is what we need to do. We need to go ahead and force Chicago to keep Justin Fields. Keep him. Because guess what? If you can't get rid of Justin Fields, are you still going to draft Caleb Williams? Are you going to have to be forcing your hand to keep Justin Fields? And even if you do give Justin Fields away, that price tag is going to be so cheap by the end for him because you have to get rid of him if you want that Caleb Williams guy. So I stall him out. Stall them out. Stall them out. Don't make no offer.
I can see that.
Yeah, man. Stall them out.
Before we go on, man, I got to give a shout out to the chat. I apologize. You know, we just so amped about talking about this.
Right.
We didn't forget about y'all, man. We just jumping into it. Ron Thomas. Justin Fields needs to come home. I agree with that. Jay Coop, what's up? Jay Knight, William Amy, Mr. Wally Smith. Always support your boy. TW. My boy Twan TV. Oblivion Empire, y'all dude. Dwayne Deep Ruffin. Tyreek Johnson. Rose Stackson. Travis Preston, what's up, my dude? James Edwards. Our boy Mark Cheney. And y'all can go check him out in that Atlanta Bird game. He does his thing. And y'all can also check him out on Bleacher Report in the Falcons community tab. Please go check him out. James Edwards, Patrick Daniels, Bunny, our homegirl Carrie, she's stopping in. Orada, I hope I pronounced that right. I'm bad with names. Y'all know that. Louis Aguilar, Adeezy the Don, Boogie 124, Maybach Sports. Shout out to you, my brother. New England Patriots fans stopping through. Been supporting me for a very long time.
Daniels is ideal. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Rose Daxon say Penix is a good first round fam, medical clear, and his combine was great. And I told y'all, I did not buy into that national championship game because y'all got to think he was going up against a championship coach and Jim Harbaugh. So he knew how to prepare for Michael Penix. So I can't put too much stock in that. It was just a great defensive game by John Harbaugh and his kids, man. It's just that simple. But when Penix showed he could make those throws, he looked just effortless in throwing some of those throws. You talk about the dig routes, the cut routes, the post routes. He just accurate and crisp. I think he only missed like one pass the whole time. So
it was crazy. Penix, he did have an inaccurate throw, and then he wouldn't leave the line. He stayed right there and made sure he made a better throw. I remember when it was the throw that was kind of low, and the receiver kind of had to go real low to pick it up, and he just stayed in the line. Hold on. Let me go ahead and right that ship. You like to see things like that, so that's why Penix would be a great late first round pick. I wouldn't be mad at all if the Falcons traded back and got a couple more picks, and at the end of the round was to pick up a Penix or somewhere in that nature, man. I wouldn't mind that at all because he's going to be
you, bro. I hate to say it, but I don't think Penix makes it past Minnesota. You look at the Raiders. I think the Raiders are number 11. They probably need a quarterback. You can see Bo Nix or Michael Penix there. Minnesota at 13. Pittsburgh, I think they at 19. So I don't think Michael Penix makes it out.
Pittsburgh gonna draft him though. I was saying I don't think Pittsburgh is going to draft him though.
I agree because Arthur Smith, we all know he wants a scrambling quarterback. So if Pittsburgh do anything, they're gonna try to move up the board. If Jaden Daniels falls to Tennessee at 7, look for the Steelers to jump us to go get Jaden Daniels if he falls that far. So I'm just saying, it's just so many ways. I think, and I seen this today, and I've been thinking this. I think it will probably be 5 to 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round.
I can see that. I can totally see that. It's a
even
need.
The kid from Tulane, even the kid from Tulane could sneak into the bottom of the first round. So,
it's a possibility, man.
Never know.
You can't ride it off, man, at all. And honestly, man, the thing that scares me, it's crazy because the top 4 teams don't scare me. The New York Giants scare me as far as if we're talking Jaden Daniels. They're the team that's the wild card that's sitting in the back that nobody's really talking about as much, but they could snatch up, a future quarterback and give Daniel Jones the boot at the end of the season or before then if they was to get that guy.
I think to be honest, I think somebody will trade for him at the draft. I just see that because I don't see.
Now give me a team trading
trying
for
to
Daniel Jones.
If they hold on, let me see. Let me see what his dead cap space. Just keep talking. I'm going to see what his dead.
I just want to know. I just want to chat. Tell me this. Who do you want? Who wants to trade for Daniel Jones? Put a 1 in the chat for yes, a 2 in the chat for no. Atlanta Falcons. Daniel Jones.
And a 3 in the chat if it's some bullshit.
Oh, y'all might as well go ahead and throw them 3s. 4, 3.
Okay, no. Daniel Jones dead cap space is $69.3 million. So he's going to be in New York for at least a year. And after that year is up, and he's probably the backup, it goes down to 22.2, which they can manage in 2025. So they can get out of this contract after 2 years, $82 million. And that's still a lot of money. No, there's just no way around that. So I'm with Jonathan Jefferson, man. Put 4 3s. Because that's some total bullshit.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't even touch that at all. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't touch that at all. He does nothing. He does not move the needle. Honestly,
right.
I'm about to say something real bold here. Real bold. If we're gonna do that, we might as well just let Zach Robinson and Raheem Morris see what they can do with Desmond Ridder if y'all want to bring in a $40 million contract that does nothing for you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I keep Ridder. If they talk about getting Daniel Jones, I think Ridder's a much better choice. And to be honest, I think Ridder his arm talent is better than Daniel Jones.
I believe
Daniel Jones can use his legs as well, but Ridder is much faster. So you might as well keep Ridder as the backup or the third string if you think about going to get a Daniel Jones. But the top 2 quarterbacks or the top 3 quarterbacks that we talked about, Russell Wilson. I think he's the best choice financially. Kirk Cousins best fit because he's been in the system before, and Justin Fields probably best upside out of all the 3. Right. And I'm saying that because I think in years, I think Justin Fields could probably finish his career here. And the good thing about it is we've talked about Chris, and I talked to my boy. Let's get it GA too. You talk about all those young guys that young core can stick together for at least 4 years. And that would be an absolute positive. Well, 4 or more, depending on if Kyle Pitts resides with the Falcons. This could be a nice core for the next 4 to 5 years. So that is a plus in itself.
Right. Indeed, brother. And right on. Yeah, no more Daniel Jones talk at all. We ain't got to worry about that. We got that out the way. But hey, I will say this too. Now this is something because both of these guys are veterans, and I know Russell Wilson is the Super Bowl winning quarterback. But out of Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins, who do you feel processes the field the best?
Ooh, that's a good question. Process. I would say Kirk Cousins, and the reason why I would say Kirk Cousins, I think he's a better pocket passing quarterback. And don't get me wrong, when you look at Russell Wilson deep ball, he's got one of the prettiest deep balls that I've ever seen, and better than Warren Ramon back in the day, who I thought was the best quarterback ever. But I would say Cousins got the best way of processing things, because you look at what he did in Minnesota. He had Justin Jefferson, what's his name? TJ Hawkinson came over from Detroit. So those were his 2 main receivers, and he made TJ Hawkinson. He got him paid. So as far as processing, Kirk Cousins would be that guy, and I think what we have on this roster, the way he processes things, I think this make this roster lethal, and I think that's what the Falcons brass is looking at as far as what he could bring to this talent that we already have. Not saying Russell Wilson can't, not saying Justin Fields can't, but the way Kirk Cousins processes as a quarterback, makes the timely throws, and does what he needs to do. I just think he's the better processor. And I see y'all saying he's 14-41 against playoff teams, but y'all got to understand, when has Kirk Cousins had talent like this with a running back,
like this,
a wide receiver, and an all-star tight end? Yeah, he had that in Minnesota, but guess what? They got rid of Dalvin Cook. They got rid of who was that? The running back. There was another running back that they had that they got rid of.
I know they just got rid of Matson.
Oh, and they got rid of Irv Smith Jr. as well. So
I mean,
this this is just much more talent that Kirk Cousins hasn't had. So I'm gonna live and down that boat, and I understand with all these numbers that y'all putting up, Mr. James Edwards, but trust me, it's all in the coaching. If he has a coach that can push him to the next level, Kirk Cousins probably could be a totally different quarterback, totally a better quarterback, and that's kind of scary. Think about it. That's kind of scary. But who would you say?
I mean, from what I mean, honestly, I was going Kirk Cousins as well. I feel like, I feel like he processed the field a little bit better at this stage of his career, so than Russell Wilson. I would say that both are still, capable quarterbacks. I really can say both quarterbacks between Russell and Kirk, this would be the best offense that both of them have really had. Because Seattle had a decent offense, but they mostly was behind Marshawn Lynch. Denver, they had promising names, but the names and the talent didn't translate. Not specifically talking about Jerry Jeudy or anything, but him and a couple other guys out there, plus injuries. So both quarterbacks coming down here it would be a plus for their career. But I would go Kirk Cousins as far as the processor, and this would be the best team in his career. The only thing about it is I'm just hoping that he would be able to finally hurdle those obstacles that have plagued him in the playoffs, because his playoff record is the one thing that's where it matters, and that's one thing that I am thinking about when I think about Kirk Cousins to Atlanta. I'm just like, okay, we're going to give you more weapons, but I mean, I know it's two different people, but we just gave somebody more weapons and they didn't do anything with it. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here. So it's just another thing.
And you got to think, and just like you just said with Russell Wilson, he had a pretty good year last year, and people keep downplaying that. Think about if we had the type numbers in Atlanta where he put up in Denver last year, we probably would have been in San Francisco spot in the Super Bowl. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan. I'm saying that because look at what Ritter did. Look at what Heineke did. Russell Wilson threw no touchdown pass to both of those guys. Period.
Right.
So just think about that. So before you kick the can down the road, just think about Russell Wilson had a better year than both our starting quarterbacks last year. That ought to tell y'all something. So
he did. You can't knock it for that. You can't knock it for that, man.
You can't.
So it's options. It's so many questions at quarterback, brother. And the thing about it is, as we're getting closer to the free agency period, the tampering period, legal tampering. Imagine this, y'all. Legal tampering is about to be legal
Sunday at 12 o'clock midnight.
In a few days, y'all. It's a few days away, and deals are going to be made. Deals are going to be offered. Real quick, going back to the defensive side of things, hearing the reaction from the Carolina Panthers fan base, they don't want to lose Brian Burns, but if they have to pay him $30 million, that's also an issue. Yeah, they got to pay him $30 million. That's going to be an issue, and they don't want to trade him at all. But they're panicking up there, man, because they don't have much. They don't have much at all. And losing Brian Burns, it would be completely like another 2-15 season for them. Just saying some of the things that they were saying inside their space. And they're worried up there in Carolina about Brian Burns, because if you do pay him, then you have to go through the draft and everything. Just tagging Brian Burns today, they went
automatic $24 million.
Yeah, they dropped
no signing bonus, no none of that. Right. You don't get to cut out none of that. It's just none straight cash. And that's it. They only have salary cap to what, by $13 million?
They only have $13 million in salary cap space right now. So that's another. So they either have to restructure him. Yeah, they either have to restructure Brian, or what I'm saying, extend him, and extend him. That's what I meant, not restructure. Sorry,
extend restructure.
Yeah. So my man, extend him. Don't want to get the verbiage wrong. Extend him just to create some kind of cap space for themselves, or they're gonna have to trade that guy, because he doesn't want to play under the 24 cap anyway. It's almost like a similar situation with Brandon Ayuk out there in San Francisco. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play under that tag. He wants to be paid. So
and
that's
see,
another.
people got to understand how players feel about the franchise tag. Yeah, it's a good piece of change and it's guaranteed but it's just for 1 year.
1 year.
What if,
He gets
what if
hurt
you
that
go?
year? What happens?
What if you no future record? See, one thing about a guaranteed contract, if you got to pay them, that goes every year that contract is signed for. That's what they're thinking about. If they get $90 million over what? No, let's say $100 million over 4 years. That's $25 million a year. And say they only get 60 guaranteed, they got to work their ass off for the other 40. So,
not to mention, let's think about this: location. Where are you playing? How what those taxes are like? You're not going to even see all of that money. Some of that money going to taxes. So that's another thing you got to think about.
Think about it. And I know this from baseball contracts. That number looks good, but by the time they pay their agents, pay the people around them, taxes, half of that money is gone. So if they sign for $24 million, they only going to get 12 to 14. Think about
maybe
that.
Even 10.
Maybe 10. So, I mean, y'all just got to look at this from their vantage point. But Mario had a question. He says, can y'all explain to me how Cousins makes us a win now team when he haven't did nothing in his career in the playoffs? Mario, you got to understand, man. I understand where y'all coming from when y'all saying he hadn't done much. But when you get the right talent, the right coaching around a quarterback, it could change him. And like I just said, if they had a competent play caller last year and now Arthur Smith and had a Kirk Cousins, the Falcons easily a playoff team and probably could have made a deep run. It's all about timing. It's all about fit. It's all about coaching. If you get all that lined up in the right role, any quarterback can succeed. Y'all got to remember, John Harbaugh led Colin Kaepernick to the Super Bowl. And they beat us in Atlanta. Where's Colin Kaepernick right now?
Somewhere still campaigning, brother. So he's somewhere still campaigning, saying he's ready, saying the NFL is afraid of him, which I believe a little bit of that to be true. But, because, I mean, he would come in and still be himself, and they would have to accept it and have to accept that one company lost to one man. Pretty much. They're not going to do that. And when I explain it to people like that, they be like, dang, A1. So we really ain't going to see Cap no more. No, because you think a corporation is going to bow down to one man and his beliefs? I'm sorry. One man is not enough. You need a village.
Not gonna happen.
So,
and I'm gonna tell y'all, man, true enough with Kirk Cousins, true enough about the playoff record, true enough about the struggles he's had. But the 1 year that he finally gets everything going in the right direction, he gets hurt. Just think about that. That's why I say it's all about coaching. He can continue that year he had last year. He can continue that right with the Atlanta Falcons because he's in the same system. He knows the scheme. He knows the way that the plays should be called. That's why I said this also helps Zach Robinson in the long run, however long he's here.
Who is new at play calling by himself. No, I would just say, I'm just piggybacking off you, who is new to play calling. So let's just not act like he's just going to come in and just light it up. Let's hope for that. But at it being realistic, this is a guy who are getting the keys to the car for the first time, able to go out and party on the town by himself for a change. We don't know exactly what's that going to look like. We don't know if it's going to be a great night on the town or if it's going to end with a phone call of a car crash. At the end of the day, we don't know. We're just all hoping that Zach Robinson is going to be fine for us. You know what I'm saying? But he's still going to need help. He's still young. So a veteran quarterback would help in that. But honestly, go get your guys in the draft, man. Go get you a Jaden Daniels and y'all all grow together, man. That's what I can say. Y'all all grow up
and
together.
Mark Channing makes an excellent point. He sees where I'm coming from. He says Stanford got a ring in this system. Before he was in Detroit, he didn't win nothing. I don't even think he won a playoff game. So
and that's another argument. No, I'm saying that's another argument for a Kirk Cousins to come down here. And I know everybody is just really a lot of people are homing in on this injury and everything with Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's 36. He's coming off of Achilles injury. I understand the Achilles injury took Kobe Bryant down. God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But think about this too, y'all. If we do get Kirk Cousins, and you too, Smitty, if we do get Kirk Cousins, we have to have an ironclad line because we can't afford for no Aaron Rodgers type stuff to happen to Kirk Cousins. We can't afford none of that because then you right back in the situation and you looking like, dang, we just gave him that money. So you're gonna have to make sure that line is solid. That's why I believe that you bring back familiarity pieces to kind of like keep that brotherhood. I hate to use that word. I'm sorry, y'all, but still to keep them together. So that's a cohesive unit, y'all. So Mark makes a great point. Great point. And all these things are to be thought of, because Cousins could come down here and have that Stafford or Tom Brady effect. He could, but it's all ifs. And shout out to Big Lois. If was a fifth, we'll all be drunk. So it's just I
hate that brotherhood word. I'm gonna let that one sail over. But we're gonna get back into this conversation because we're gonna bring y'all in so y'all can give us y'all thoughts. But first, we got to go around the league right quick to look at some of these signs that we got. Some of the signs that did not happen that teams let their players hit free agency. Okay, so here it is. Boom, there it is. Any of these names that y'all see it from Adam Schefter right here on Twitter. These are players not tagged and scheduled to become free agents. Chris Jones, Christian Wilkins, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Michael Onwenu, Baker Mayfield, Calvin Ridley, who I think goes back to Jacksonville, and Xavier McKinney, safety for the Giants. So this is a list of about 8 players that will be probably watched closely as to what they're going to do. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right off the top, Chris Jones is not going anywhere. Kansas City is scurrying to find cap room to pay him his $30 million. And he deserves it because he's carried this team since they won their first Super Bowl. He's carried this team since on defense. They've lost player after player after player on defense and still found a way to win. And he was the driving force behind that. The only way he leaves Kansas City is if they trade him. And I think then if they do that, I think he'll retire. So.
Oh, you think he'll retire instead of just going to another team?
Yeah, I think he would retire because I don't think he really wants to move again. I think his next move is probably going to be retirement if he's not in Kansas City. So you got to think about it just like I just said. You got to go through a whole new system, new coaching, and he probably doesn't want to do that again. So I could see him retire. He may not retire, but that is what I could see. So what you think right quick, man, about these eight players, one of these 8? Do you think the Falcons can get any one of these guys? If I could think of one,
I think the Falcons can get 3 of these guys.
I would say, I could go 2 or 3. I could go Christian Wilkins. I can go Baker Mayfield even. I would even bring back Calvin Ridley.
Well, my 3 was Christian Wilkins, Calvin Ridley, and Michael Onwenu. I wouldn't mind taking that line piece. Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking that line piece. Now, I'm not high on Baker Mayfield at all, but I understand why his name is being brought up because remember, some of his best times of his career, something that kind of that brought back his career, I'll say, was the fact that he spent some time with Zach Robinson, and out there in LA. Baker even said it himself. He enjoyed his small stint with Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson, and Sean McVay. Those 3 guys right there was instrumental in him gaining his confidence back, as Sean McVay told him, I just want you to be Baker. And hearing that, Baker went out there, got himself a contract. But at the end of the day, Baker is still a journeyman. I mean, he's been on 3-4 teams now. So his name is going to be brought up for familiarity in the offense. But is he the long-time solution? No. Do I feel like we would have went to the playoffs if we had him instead of Ritter last year? Yes, I will say that though.
Yeah, and
Yes.
you like I tell y'all, man, y'all got to think about some of the quarterbacks that have actually won a Super Bowl. We talking about guys like Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson, Jeff Hostetler. I can keep going. So
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
really could.
all the time, it's not about the quarterback. It's about the coaching. It's about what the rest of the team gonna do. Because with those guys, defense carried them. Ravens, 2000 Ravens, best defense all time, hands down, no debate.
Right.
Legion of Boom when they won the Super Bowl with Seattle. Russell Wilson was young. He won the Russell Wilson, the elite Russell Wilson that we used to see. Jeff Hostetler, when Phil Simms went down in 1990, they beat the Bills in the Super Bowl. It's all about coaching, man. And I think we had the right coaching in place for this team to make a nice run if they can gel and they can blend the right talent together. Remember, we get Grady Jarrett back this week. That's a big help.
We do.
So when I look at the overall makeup of this team, go ahead.
I'm laughing because I just thought about something that you even said. I seen that question last night in that chat. So I gotta ask you, what do you think is the percentage of them trading or cutting Grady Jarrett?
I think it would be hard. I would say 30%, and 70% would lean towards them just restructuring his contract and freeing up cap space. He doesn't have any guaranteed money, so anything that they move forward is a gift to him. So I don't see them moving on from him. But if they get a deal as far as a first or second round pick, you got to think about it because he's 31 years old. He's going to want at least one more nice deal, not a killer deal. He's going to want at least another nice payday. And if you can get a talented young guy in this draft that can replace him, well, he can't be replaced. Let's just get that straight. He can't be replaced.
You can't replace him.
But somebody that could come in and fill his spot and do a noble job. But I think it's 70% that they rework his contract and find a way to keep him on this team.
Right. Because if you did, hypothetical, if you did move on from Grady, you could bring in a Kinlaw. I wanted Kinlaw. I ain't gonna lie, I did. But San Francisco, out of spite, they knew I wanted Kinlaw, and they said, no, we're gonna go and draft him just because we know you want him. But I'm glad they did do it because we got Chris Lindstrom. But now is an opportunity to bring in a Kinlaw. And if you did want to get rid of Grady and free up, significant cap space, I'm sorry, it would be. But if you want to do that, you could go Kinlaw, you could go Travondre Sweat, and look what you have there. Oh, bring back maybe Kadavius Street, and let's see what you got.
Kadavius Street definitely coming back. If they don't keep him, I'm gonna write Fire Brent myself because that's one of those guys. He's a glue guy. He's not flashy. He's not bullheaded. He just goes out there and does his job, and that's that. But out of these guys, man, it would be interesting. I would love to see Christian Wilkins here. But you got to understand, Grady Jarrett is 30, 31, I think. Christian Wilkins, he's been in the league 5 years, but he was a late bloomer. He was 24 as a rookie. So if you're looking at Christian Wilkins, just keep Grady Jarrett.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, that's straight up. And then Christian Wilkins, I believe his price tag would be a little bit higher than what Kinlaw would be. So that, like you said, way higher than what Kinlaw would be. That's why
Kinlaw might not even make it to the teams.
He may not. And that'll be a great deal for the Atlanta Falcons if they wanted to build by committee instead of making a big splash name, which is a possibility as well, y'all. It's a possibility we don't get none of these big names like the Allens or trade for the Burns or none of that stuff. It's a possibility that all this could be done by committee. It's just we haven't had a name in so long, really, that we can depend on. Somebody that the offense that has the game plan for. Like, we have to stop that guy. We haven't had that in so long. And that's what makes it so torn, because you want to do things smart, but you also want to have somebody who for a fact the offensive coordinator is up late at night saying, okay, we got to make sure we have this guy blocked, because if we don't, we lose automatically. We just haven't had that. And me personally, I want that. But for the brand, I can settle for doing things by committee. But I want the big splash. I want the young quarterback that move up to possibly get our franchise quarterback in a Jaden Daniels. What it is about Jaden Daniels? It's not just because he's African American. I'm sorry. I just see so much talent in that guy. And I believe that he could possibly be the next anomaly in these NFL drafts, man. I really do. I believe in my heart.
Wallace said he wants to know what y'all think about Bryce Huff from the Jets. Wallace, you can go to my page. You can go to my page. I gave a good reason why the Falcons should look at him. You talk about one of the best pass rushers that nobody talks about. His pass rush percentage was 25.9 last year. So once every 4 times he lines up on the line of scrimmage, he getting at the quarterback. That was best in the NFL last year. So y'all go check that out on my page.
The previous year too, and even the previous year too.
Previous year too, right?
He's been top 3 like for like the last couple seasons. Like if he's not number 1, he's number 2. So that's definitely another guy that I would love to have on the Atlanta Falcons. Absolutely. People say all he does is rush the passer. Well, guess what? I want somebody who can rush the passer. I'll figure everything else out. You pin your ears back and you go get that guy who got the pigskin in his hand when he say hike. You know what I'm saying? We can figure everything else out.
This is why I think T'Vondre Sweat is so important in round 2 if he's there. You go out and get a Bryce Huff. You go out and take a Dallas Turner at number 8. You put that big guy, that space eater in the middle with what you already have in Grady Jarrett, under Ebiketie and those guys. I think you win the draft with just those 2 players because you are solidifying your strength on defense, which is the pass rush. They got 40 sacks last year. Hadn't done that in God knows how long. But with what you have on defense with Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell, that pass rush becomes even more deadly if you get a consistent pass rusher. So Dallas Turner and Bryce Huff, that would be a nice combo with Arden Ebiketie and D'Angelo Malone and those guys. And I think Bud Dupree would probably come back at the right price as well for 5 to 6 million, just like he did last year.
Yeah, he may just see that lineup and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go on ahead and ride on back with them Dirty Birds. They doing some things down there. So yeah, man, Huff would be perfect. I would love Bryce. I just know he's young, so he honestly will be sought after. But he's definitely another guy that we need to be eyeing. We need to be tampering with. We need to be having a conversation with. I'm sorry, you can go ahead and give me him any day of the week. Somebody who wins his matchup, shoot 8 out of 10 times. I'm with it. That's something that we need. We need a dude. We ain't had a dude since John Abraham. Shout out to Abe. We ain't had a dude since him. We had a glimpse maybe in Vic Beasley, but remember who was playing beside Vic Beasley? A guy who's in the Hall of Fame now. His name's Dwight Freeman. So it's just other things to think about too, y'all.
But A1,
what you got?
We think we should let them slide through to see what they think about this quarterback situation. Because I want to hear what they got to say.
Sure, man. Why not?
So this is gonna be the question for y'all in the chat. I'm finna drop the link in 1 second. When y'all come through, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, or Justin Fields, or do you move up in the draft and get one of the top quarterbacks? Simple question. I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all come in and answer that question, and be mindful of the time, man, because we trying to get as many people in as we can. So
we get up out of here.
Y'all try to keep it limited. So the link is in the chat. Y'all going to throw it up, and let's have some fun with this, man. Which quarterback you looking at? Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, one of the young quarterbacks, or even Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, or rookie quarterback? Just keep it at that. So Tyreek Johnson, he says Russ. He says Russ. Bro, D. Shabazz says Russ if Justin is unavailable. That's
I can understand that.
That's fair. That's fair. But y'all come through right quick and talk to us, man. We've been on 49 minutes, so we got about 15 to 20 more. And if the conversations get heated, we can just keep going. T. Walker says scheme. Build it via committee on defense, and I agree with that. Damn the name on that side of the ball. You got Jesse. I can roll with that.
Jesse. Yeah, you do got Jesse.
Everybody
I wouldn't be
like
mad
the
at that
rest.
at all, honestly.
Why he said Kirk if they go with a vet.
Now, if they do go with a vet, I definitely understand that because he's going to be the best process of the field, man. Fields just got the best upside. We're just hoping that we can unlock it. We're hoping for a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, from each quarterback. Whoever you bring in, you have a expectation that you're hoping for. You're hoping that you get the most out of Fields. You're hoping that Kirk health keeps up, and you're hoping that Russell Wilson, I don't know, just be a better locker room guy because you know what they say about him too. So it's just a lot of
they say that locker room here with Russ, boy. I'm sure Peyton put his foot in his ass, but the real Terrence said he said it doesn't matter, man, as long as they have a winning mentality. That's 100% facts. You got to have that right mentality coming in as a quarterback. Period. But we're gonna welcome our boy KJ, man. What's up, KJ?
What up?
Man, what's going on? It's good to see y'all. I've been telling Smitty Smith I was gonna get in here one day. I've been trying to get on here for the longest.
There you go.
So quarterback, what you gonna do?
Man, my heart want to go with Justin Fields, but I'm with A1. I'd rather go get my guy.
Go get your guy.
I go get my guy, either Jaden or Drake May. Them been my two main cohorts who I've been trying to get. We just need to go get our guy. Stop trying to play around going from one guy to the next guy. I understand the Kirk Cousins coming off the Achilles. He does have the numbers. To back up with this offense that we got to get us to the playoffs. I know everybody looking at what he ain't did nothing. Y'all got to understand, we have not been to the playoffs in 6 years. We can't be complaining about what quarterback ain't good. We need to take the best guys that's going to make us
for the last 3 months. You can't complain.
We
Anything is an upgrade. Anything is an upgrade on what we had last year.
Upgrade over what you had. It's like that old song saying, "But you talking about what you did, man? Look what you had.
Look what we had." If you feeling like I feel, I got tired of seeing Heineken and Desmond Ritter every week, knowing them games we should have won.
Listen, man, I almost called the Falcons and told them Smitty will go out there for free.
Man, I was trying to figure it out for the longest how we gonna do this. But I mean, all lines point to Kirk. I feel like the same time Kirk, he could be using us as leverage. Just to finish his career.
I said that earlier today. Yeah.
Everybody, if y'all ain't paying attention, we got all the dots lined up with us. But he could be saying, "Hey, I just wanted to use them for leverage. Finish my last couple of years with the Vikings. We might already have a deal in place for Fields. We don't know yet. We got a couple more days. We're gonna know something real soon. But once we get that QB figured out, everything gets to fall like a domino, and we'll know exactly what we need to be as a team."
KJ, I see you didn't say nothing about Russ. What do you think about Russ?
Russ,
he don't.
I don't. I like Russ. He put up numbers, man, but I don't know how the fans gonna feel about him in future. Because if he had one bad game,
you gotta let that go, though, man. I mean, she chose who she wanted. You just gotta let that go.
She's not leaving Russ, man. She's not going nowhere.
Man, he put up numbers though. If we had them same 28-6 or 28-8 that he had last year, we'd have been in the playoffs.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
We'd have been in the playoffs. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure now at this point in time, if he had a choice and he had a choice to come to Atlanta, he gonna put up them numbers. He gonna try to do whatever he can to get us a championship. He said he wants 2 more before he leave. He willing to go play the bare minimum at the minimum vet to make sure he get to a team where he know he that guy and he can win.
And then let's just be honest too, guys. It's been so many communications and so many conversations that we don't even know that happened while this combine was going on. Exactly. Everybody was around each other. All the top names, the top brass was around each other. You know, it's been conversations. Okay, what you want for this guy? All right, well, what if we do this? What if we do that? And I'm pretty sure it's people talking to Russell Wilson right now. Right. That want to see where his head is at, want to see what does he want in a team. And honestly, if a team is going to go and invest in him, you can start to see moves that would be similar to them and alluding to them going towards his way. You know, you would start seeing line moves. You would start seeing to try to improve the line, try to improve pieces like wide receiver and running back and stuff like that. It would allude to them possibly going to go get a veteran. So no, we don't know all the talks.
You right, A1. I see something brewing because I said it really hasn't been no cuts except Jonnu Smith to give him that early shot, probably to go to Pittsburgh to go with Arthur Smith, which is that's all good and gravy.
That's cool.
You can have him. He put up some numbers here. He did what he's supposed to do as a tight end one because Kyle Pitts wasn't healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and that's another reason why I said he was
pick. So yeah, they only spent a 7-round pick, so they didn't lose nothing. But we're gonna welcome in my boy Slim. He was in my comments earlier, man, on YouTube.
What's up, y'all?
Slim, what's up, man?
What it do, man?
I ain't get nobody a piece of their mind, man. What's up with your business? What's up, Smitty? What's up, A1?
Hey, man, you got it. I'm talking about you have it, brother.
Hey, man, I want you to what I'm trying to reiterate what you said earlier about Kirk Cousins coming to Atlanta. I think A1 just mentioned it, but I want you to tell everybody what you feel about Kirk Cousins. I'm not putting you on the spot. I think you made a great point. That's why I'm asking.
What I think about Kirk Cousins coming to Atlanta, to me, I think if you have to look at the bigger picture instead of just thinking Kirk Cousins, he's going to come and get you to the playoffs. You are basically committing. You're going to pay Kirk Cousins. You're saying you're going to guarantee him $90+ million before he even stepped foot in Atlanta. So the thing is, if that doesn't work, you're behind the 8 ball when it comes to finding a quarterback. And not to mention, this is Terry Fontenot's 4th year. So would Terry Fontenot risk his job for 2 years? At this point, you need to go get you a younger quarterback that you can build, because if it doesn't work with Justin Fields, you're not financially on the hook and like you would be if it don't work with a Kirk Cousins. This is why Kirk Cousins would not be the right choice, is because, one, just because Kirk Cousins had success in Minnesota, he still got to come in and build a camaraderie with this team. He can't just come in and say, like Madden, his overall is this number, so he comes in and automatically perform. And you're talking about a 36-year-old, so there is no long-term deal with Kirk Cousins. This is guaranteed a short-term deal. So that means with the money you're going to pay Kirk Cousins, you have to have a Super Bowl ring within that short period of time. Because just because you made it to the playoffs, that's still a failure because of the money you're going to be paying Kirk Cousins. It's not worth the outcome. It's too much negative that will come from it than good.
Facts,
man. Facts. It's Super Bowl or bust if you get Russ or Kirk, in my opinion.
But here's the thing about with Russ. If you get Russell Wilson, which me personally, I don't even think Russell Wilson is even interested in coming to the Falcons. And that's one thing I think a lot of Falcon fans have a hard time to adjust with, is a lot of players are not interested in playing here. A lot of Falcon fans have a mentality that you can go get whoever you want and they just supposed to come and play with the Falcons. I don't even think Russell Wilson will even spit in the Falcons' direction, to be honest.
And the crazy part is, I think Las Vegas a better choice than the Falcons Russell Wilson. Because when he was getting traded out of Seattle, he wanted to go to Las Vegas.
True. Yep. And I think Russell Wilson, regardless of the fact whether Denver is going to be on the hook, if you listen to the verbiage Russell Wilson was saying, is he want to get a Super Bowl ring within a few years. That means he's going to a Super Bowl contender team. To be honestly speaking, the Falcons, it's not a Super Bowl contending team. We only have one wide receiver on the roster right now. Yeah. And I think when people actually look at the reality of what we actually have, then you would realize Russell Wilson would not do good here, because he's on the last tail of his contract. I mean, on his career.
Mm-hmm.
It would be pointless to come here when you know you're not going to get no ring as of right now. Now, granted, I hope they do, but the likelihood of that happening right now is low. You got to look at everything from an odds perspective, odds and standpoints.
Indeed.
And that's why I'm glad you brought that up, because I honestly think Pittsburgh is the perfect fit for Russell Wilson. And it's not because
we talked about that. That was one of the first places.
And it is mainly because you look at Mike Tomlin, championship coach. They have a championship blueprint in place. So you bring in Russell Wilson, you build around him. Hey,
they got Pickens, and I'm telling you, Johnson would come back.
Never had a losing season.
Facts. I would say the Steelers is the best place for Russell Wilson because one, as you said, Smitty, he never had a losing season. Tomlinson, he's not going to let Arthur Smith go crazy in the playbook. He's going to veto a lot of those stupid gadget plays. He's going to make Arthur Smith stick to the strengths of of his players and not do all these weird, goofy plays. And I think Arthur Smith, he's not a good head coach, but he's a great offensive coordinator. As long as he has someone over him who would keep him in line.
Right, I completely agree.
With Ryan Tannehill, he had Ryan Tannehill looking like Joe Montana. So
and he also was afraid of somebody else that can keep him in line.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say a grown man keeping another grown man in line, but I'm just saying that's just what it is. If you look at it, Vrabel, Tomlin, neither one of those guys taking no bull. So it's just
And another thing about the
KJ,
Kirk Cousins thing.
KJ, I don't Slim, y'all got anything else to say before I bring somebody else in? But go ahead, make a point right quick.
Yeah, one quick thing about the Kirk Cousins thing.
Okay.
I don't even think Kirk Cousins want to even play in Atlanta. I think this is more of his agent, because if you listen to the verbiage of what's being said, it sounds like the Minnesota Vikings gave Kirk Cousins an offer, and the agent now, because a lot of people got to understand these agents have connections with the media. And all they say is, hey, I need you to put out a story saying this guy is interested in going to another team, to call the Minnesota bluff, because all you need is one other team to say, I might be interested in Kirk Cousins. And then now you have a bidding war. So I think happened was they said, hey, Kirk Cousins, Minnesota told Kirk Cousins, we don't think you're worth all this money guaranteed. Because if Minnesota came out and said they want him, and Kirk Cousins said he want to stay in Minnesota, so that must mean there's the problem is what are you guaranteeing me? Because everybody knows Kirk Cousins is not going to play without a high guarantee. That's why he take low contracts, because all of his money is guaranteed.
For the last 6 years.
And he is considered a Hall of Fame business player. And this is why Minnesota fans are trying to run Kirk Cousins out of Minnesota. It's because now they realize he was for the money, and now it's hurting them. Because I listen to the Minnesota Vikings podcast, I listen to the Bears podcast, I listen to all these teams' podcasts, and what it sounds like is the agent is saying, I need a story to cause a buzz, and once that buzz sparks, the Falcons is going to always be the team that they're going to use as a guinea pig, is because Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris came out and said, we are aggressively looking for a quarterback. So any team, if you go to any quarterback right now, type in their name and go to any team that's looking for a quarterback, you're going to see the exact same articles that's out, but it's just have different teams. And then what they do is they see which one catches a buzz, and then they run with that. And then the media is going to automatically talk about it. It's because they don't want to be the media that missed out on opportunity to have breaking news if it does happen. Now, I'm not saying the Falcons, and I'm not saying the Falcons is not interested in Kirk Cousins, but I think they're more interested in Justin Fields than they are Kirk Cousins. Why? It's because they literally had someone go to the Bears and do an in-person meeting. These are all facts. So they never, I know they can't do that with Minnesota, but it benefits the Falcons to let those rumors go unchecked because you don't know where the Falcons is going to go now. You don't know. And also it helps the Falcons with negotiating a contract because now the Bears know the Falcons got other players than mine.
Yep.
That's true.
That's true there, man. But thank you for that input, man. Thank you, KJ, for coming through, man. I appreciate y'all.
I got one more
come
thing
back again, man, and join us.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got one more thing. Like I said, I think that Bills really got a deal in place already. They're gonna let this Kirk Cousins thing fly. We're gonna find out in a couple of days, and then we can put this to bed. Then we're gonna hop back on here again and have a whole conversation. But I feel like it's Justin Fields, then Kirk Cousins, but I'd rather go get my guy. Go get May or Jaden Daniels.
Go get your guy, man.
A1, Smitty, I appreciate y'all for letting me on, man. I've been trying to, so I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. No problem at all, brother. Come on back again sometime.
Oh, most definitely,
back, man. We welcome you with open arms, my brother.
Most definitely. I appreciate the love, man.
No doubt. Well, that back room filled up pretty quick, man.
Did it now?
Welcome in, my boy. Let's get it, GA. Yeah, that back
room
always full, man. But
it.
We're gonna welcome in. Let's get it, GA, and my boy Fogo gonna come through for a second. Quarterback, man. We talk about quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, or Russell Wilson, or
which
one
you
through the draft and get one of the young guys.
What do you have?
You can go ahead, GA.
Fogo, how did you start since you was sitting for a little while?
Okay, that's fine. First thing first, fellas, how's it going?
Hey, every day is a great day,
good, man. Everything's good.
Off season.
Yes, it's officially off season. Okay, now listen. If I had my choice, give me Russ first. Give me Russ first. And if you need me to explain, I will. But this is my order: Russ, Kirk, Justin Fields. I'm gonna throw a curveball in there. Y'all may not. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I like Hendon Hooker over any quarterback that's in the draft right now. Nobody gonna talk about Hendon Hooker. Trust me, Hendon Hooker. Nobody gonna talk about him. Nobody gonna say anything. But trust me, that man is good. But nobody gonna talk about him. But Russ first, then Kirk, then Justin Fields. If we don't go another quarterback, I'd rather trade up, get Jaden Daniels, and then Drake May. Those in that order: Russ, Kirk, Justin Fields, Jaden Daniels, then Drake May.
Okay.
Yeah, you put Drake May last, boy. You hurt my feeling with that, because
you like Jaden Daniels. I mean, you like Drake May over Jaden Daniels.
I love Drake May, man. I love him. Justin Herbert. I see Justin Herbert in his game, man. People saying the exact same thing they're saying about Drake May right now that they said about Justin Herbert 3 years ago.
Yeah, he is good now. He is really, really good. But it just, when you look at Jaden Daniels, man, from just like going through all his reads, his mechanics, the man is good. But Drake May is too. I honestly, man, I like Jaden Daniels and Drake May over Caleb. Both of them. I like both of them over Caleb.
I do too. Honestly, I feel like Jaden's gonna be the best out of all of them. We already know that it still depends on team, scheme, coaching, all that stuff. Listen, I know. But if we just talk about athletes, damn.
As a Falcon, I called this last year. As a Falcons fan, I was hoping that the Carolina Panthers took Bryce Young over CJ Stroud, because I said CJ Stroud was the best quarterback in that draft. I'm so glad Carolina did not take CJ Stroud, because I did not want to face that man twice a year. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Bro,
I knew he was gonna be that good.
When I seen Bryce Young name come across the screen, boy,
I was so happy. I was so happy, man. I was so happy. Because he just loved the middle. He loved the middle of the field.
If they got a better quarterback, that would be a better challenge for our defense and make us play harder. So y'all can't
Nah.
always want the guy that y'all think don't fit. Sometimes it's
I don't
always
want none of
good to
that.
go and get better talent to make your team
Hell
better.
nah. I want
I'm
your
just keeping
starting
it real.
quarterback. I want your starting quarterback to be out every time.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Smitty. Hell
Taking
no,
all
boy.
shortcuts and advantages.
Man, listen. If we
Man,
playing
y'all ain't
Kansas, if we playing Kansas City in the Super Bowl, I want their third quarterback to be up. I don't want to face that man, boy. Hell with that. No.
I ain't gonna lie, I want Mahomes. No, listen,
Stay
Fogo, hear
on.
me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. The reason why I want Mahomes is because if they give us any other quarterback, they not gonna give the Atlanta Falcons the respect they deserve for winning that championship.
You know what we'll have? We'll still have that ring, though.
I feel you, bro. But it's just I want the ring, and I want to pretty much like finish the story like I'm trying to do something like Cody Rhodes or something out here, man. I'm trying to tell you, if we would not get the respect, they'd be like, oh, well, the Falcons ring has an asterisk because Patrick Mahomes wasn't playing. He's one of the greatest ever, and blah, 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 blah.
You are absolutely right.
The media would have a freaking field day. And I absolutely
you're right now.
Crap.
Yeah. But let's get it, GA, man. We talk damn near every day. Give me your thoughts on the quarterback situation. And I know you're gonna keep it 100.
Let me a drink because that's where I'm going. Hold on.
I'm at work.
And it's
I'm
in
at
that
work. I can't
red
drink. It's in that red cup is out.
You play with me, that red solo.
Man, first off, man, appreciate you having me on the show, big bro. Tip, man, you know I got a lot of love for you, boy. You know I got a lot of love for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know, up and coming dude as far as this content creator as a Falcon content creator, man. Much love for you, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Big dog, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't give a fuck about no damn Kirk Cousins. I give a fuck about that.
Straight up.
Is he a better quarterback than Justin Fields? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does he fit the scheme better than Justin Fields? Yes. But you telling me as a 36-year-old quarterback, you're seriously thinking about as an organization to give him $46 million guaranteed contract. I don't give a shit what loopholes what you try to do is try to make it to a signing bonus. Damn that shit. You gonna command this type of money, and he hasn't done absolutely nothing his entire career playing in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know me, man. I'm controversial, so I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say what people scared to say. Kirk Cousins is the black version of Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Hey, that's respect.
Hey, listen, I can't argue when you're right.
You put up these asinine numbers in the regular season, but when them lights shine bright, like how the lights shine up in my house, what has he done?
Nothing.
The greatest thing that Kirk Cousins has ever done was sending the Aints home on that miracle play to Diggs
Stephon Diggs
in the divisional round. That's the greatest thing he's done in the playoff game. What has he done, bro? What has he done?
Now the next round after that, he played well. They did have a drop in the end zone that should have been caught. He did play well, but I'm with you though. He is the white version of Dak Prescott. You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Absolutely. My thing is this. And this is what I was talking to Smitty about. I'm going to Justin Fields route, and this is the reason why. He's into year 3 on his rookie deal, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
at
it's
least
3 or 4.
Year 4.
Four. He came in with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, year 4, going to his 5th next year.
Hey, in the chat, he just made a good point, and we wrong. We can't even give Kirk Cousins that. Pull up that comment for me, Smitty.
Which one?
The one from Ty Dollar.
That one?
Yeah. We had to think about that for a second.
Oh, yeah, he absolutely right.
That was
absolutely right. That was Case Keenum. That wasn't even Kirk. So
That was Case Keenum.
that was Case
Yeah,
Keenum.
that sure was.
We appreciate that, Ty. Yeah, that was Case Keenum.
I stand down, sir. I stand down. But the fact still remain is when it comes to a big game situation, what has Kirk Cousins done?
Absolutely nothing.
What has he done? Does he fit the scheme of what we're trying to do with the first year OC and Raheem coming in? Absolutely. But what I'm thinking about with Justin Fields, I'm thinking about the youth prospect.
Yeah.
The young playmakers that we have on the roster already. You have a Kyle Pitts that's only 23 years old. You have a Tyler Algier that's only 23 years old. You have a Drake London that's 24. Bijan, 22. Why would you take a 36-year-old quarterback that we may have 3 years max? 3 years max.
That's tough. But look at it
I know
as somebody in the look at it as this, and somebody in the chat said this earlier. What if they fall into the luck of being like Matthew Stafford when he came over from Detroit to LA? It's the same system. It's a Sean McVay system. What if they get that same kind of production? All he needed was that coach to push him. That would be a win-win, and that's probably how Arthur Blanket in the front office looking at it.
This is what I'll say, Smitty. This is the reason I'll take Russ for the reason that Let's Get It just said. I do not want to give Kirk Cousins that much money. No. The reason why we would bring in a Russell Wilson, because he's not going to demand top dollar. He's not going to demand top dollar. And another thing, $9 million. Absolutely, he gonna get
this year.
Exactly. So now, go ahead.
Example, he's getting $39 million next year, regardless. He can sit at home.
Regardless, but
if he signs with us for let's say $10 million, he's still getting 29 from them. So whatever we pay him, he's going to get the rest from Seattle. This is why that move makes sense. And like I said, and somebody said in the chat, if you go get a Russell Wilson, you still should move up the board and go get one of those top quarterbacks.
Absolutely, but this the thing, Smitty. We wouldn't even have to move up the board. We stay put at 8. You get you a Dallas Turner. Now, with that second round pick, you can either go Michael Penix or you can get Sweat. Now
I don't think he makes it to the second round. I keep telling you.
You don't think Sweat
after the combine?
Okay, but
he going in the first.
That's okay, Smitty. But Bo Nix, to me, better than your JJ McCarthy. Bo Nix is not terrible. Bo Nix is not terrible. Now you let Bo Nix sit. He's the most experienced. Now he's mobile and he's accurate and he have a strong arm. So you put him behind Russell Wilson for 2 seasons. Russell Wilson is going to make everybody around him better. You can't judge that man off Denver. You can't. They would listen. Jerry Jeudy laid down. Sutton laid down. And when KJ Hamler was in, he was okay. He was pretty good. But
and they traded neither one of them.
Exactly. So neither one of them was better than Drake London or Kyle Pitts. Now, to me, I think with Russell Wilson, he make all the supporting cast around him better. He's more mobile than your Kirk Cousins. That's not even question. That's not even in a question. I just think with Russ, he still have at least 2 to 3 more good seasons left, maybe more. And you can't. I don't really look at the age factor that much because what they saying Kirk Cousins 36. If A-Rod was available, this won't even be a conversation. If he didn't demand top dollar, A-Rod wouldn't even be. It won't even be a conversation. So, I mean, I'll take Russ, but if we move up the board and get a Jaden Daniels, I wouldn't be upset at that at all. I wouldn't be upset.
I'm sorry, I want me a Jaden Daniels.
I want to welcome in welcome in Mr. Wally Smith, and we're gonna welcome in boy Dirty Bird Don and Playboy Darian.
What's going on,
y'all talk to us about the quarterback situation. Wally, you've been waiting back for a minute, so we're gonna start out with you, and then we're gonna go to Playboy and see what he got to say.
Yeah, if it was me, if everybody was listening to Zach Robinson press conference, and he told you what he wanted his quarterback. Right. So if you go down the list and you name them quarterbacks that everybody naming, which one got the best upside that would fit what he want, and that would be Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
Yes, and then you still could go just like you said, get Russell Wilson, go get a quarterback. Why can't you do that? The same thing with Kirk Cousins. Keep him for 2 years.
Too much money.
Get your quarterback.
It's the money. It's the money factor.
It's too much money.
factor.
But y'all just said the lowest rate is gonna be 40 million anyway. So
not for Russell. Not for Russell, it won't.
No, Russell only.
No, I'm talking about for as Kurt. I'm talking about for as Kurt.
As Kurt.
And see,
Kurt
the thing with Kurt, he would demand 45 million right up front. The only way that they would shorten that cap number is they have to give him all that money in signing, a lot of that money in signing bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, that's going to still take away from that 45 million. You're going to still have to cut down and get all the way down to probably the mid-30s to make that contract work. So, if they have to pay Kirk Cousins X amount of dollars, you got to start thinking about the future of AJ Terrell, Grady Jarrett, and other guys that have big contracts. Because one of them is going to have to be cut or one of them not going to get signed. It's one or the other. And the way this draft is set up, if you even think about not giving AJ Terrell money, this is the draft to go get your cornerback to replace him. So everything is going to have to line up. Go ahead.
Which means, Smitty, if you bring in Kirk Cousins and we're not keeping AJ Terrell, guess what we have to do? We are going to have to trade back in the draft for more picks. We don't have enough picks to just run with Kirk Cousins our main bell cow with our money. And then we have to go to the draft to fill out the rest of the roster. We don't have enough picks. We got to get rid of that 8th overall pick and get more picks so we can bring in more players.
Which means we'll be in the exact same position that we was in the tail end of Matt Ryan's career.
Absolutely.
It makes no sense.
And that's what I don't see Terry doing. That's just like Slim was saying earlier. You're going to put your job on the line for that? I don't see Terry doing that because just like this is Terry's 4th year. And honestly, this is a very important offseason because this is Terry's real deal. This is all you, nobody else. Let's see what you can do offseason. So if he doesn't do everything right, if he doesn't make the right moves, Terry is out of here, no matter who loves him or hate him. So it's just it's things just like that. Giving him all that money means you're going to build through the draft. So that means there's no point of keeping that 8th overall. You need more picks.
Agreed.
Just to be on the safe side.
So if you ain't gonna get Kurt, you might as well go get your guy then.
Basically,
that's what I've been talking about. Team young guy.
You're not gonna keep Kurt. You better find a way. You better find a way to get up to the top to get your guy.
You got to. I'm saying this is the only time to do that. Like normally, you know what I'm saying, I would be like, all right, man, don't mess up the franchise and everything. I don't think you going to move up will mess up the franchise in this draft. No. Next year is not promised, and next year doesn't look as promising as this year if we're talking quarterbacks. You don't have time to waste. You have talent on this roster. We're a quarterback and a few pieces away from being a contender. That's the thing. We're trying to get back to being a contender first. Then we'll talk about Super Bowls. Let's get to the playoffs and see what we got. Make some noise first. And you got to crawl your ball.
Which is why Justin Fields is the perfect fit, in my opinion. He's 24 years old, fellas. And we don't have to pay him for at least a year and a half to 2 years, bro.
No, his
19 quarterback coaches on the roster. You telling me 19 coaches can't coach him up, develop him? Because he was in, let's just call it what it is. He was in a bad situation in Chicago since day one when he was drafted by him.
You're gonna have to pay his 5th year option. You got to pay his 5th year option this year. You're gonna have to give him that
next year. Next year is the 5th year.
But Justin Fields, if he has the highest upside out of all the quarterbacks that we've been talking about, is it worth it?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I still can't overlook with Justin Fields. I just can't overlook the things that he's done. I'm not talking about nothing scheme wise or anything. I know people like to bring up the Falcons game. And I understand that because it is what have you done for me lately? And that's something that you can put on there. But what did he do the next week against a division rival? He didn't do too well. So I'm just saying it's things out there. Could we get the best out of Justin Fields? We could. We also could not. Man. He's a castaway. They don't even want him. This is a Josh Rosen, Kyler Murray situation all over again when you get to the principle of it. They don't feel like he's the guy. They feel like this guy, Caleb Williams, who they've only seen in college, is the guy. They feel like he has better intangibles. So I'm just saying, guys, like it's things that we just can't ignore. The upside
it's a risk and reward business, bro. It's a risk and reward business. Prime example. Who on this panel heard of other than last year when his name was out there? Who the hell knew who Brock Purdy was? Take your time out, man. Nobody did. Nobody did.
Yeah.
So it's a risk and reward business, man. I'm like, if you feel like Justin Fields has this kind of upside, why not take a chance on him? You don't have to pay him for the next 2 years or whatever it gets to be, and he fits that timeline as far as your age group or what we already have on the roster. Why not?
I got something to say.
Go ahead, brother. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
I feel this is how I look at it. If you think about how Terry has been building the team and how he helped build the team with the Saints, most of the players that they drafted, most of the players they bring in always had the upside. They always see the potential in what they had, which is why they always end up having the sleeper pick, the people nobody think about. They always stacked every year because they always look at the potential. Out of all these players that we looking at between, Justin, Russ, and Kirk, Justin got the most upside.
Yeah, I agree.
And with 19 coaches, I don't understand what's the point of having 19 coaches if you're not looking at development. Because Russ is old in his career, Kirk is old in his career. So you're not bringing 19 coaches to develop somebody that already know your system. You're not getting 19 coaches to have an opinion on older players that's already looking at the system. If the system
that's my point, my boy.
Look, if the system is what everybody keeps talking about, if that's the case, then we should be looking at Baker also, because Baker just played in that system over a year ago. So if the system is really what we talking about, then I think that we overlooking that too, because Baker got some of the same things that Justin got. He able to move, he able to throw deep ball, and he got a little bit better accuracy than Justin might have.
I think he's the best athlete out of all those guys.
Can I add to that right quick, fellas, if you don't mind? To what my boy just said. What people overlooking is Justin Fields ran that same similar type system at Ohio State. They ran that West Coast style offense. He ran the exact same offense at Ohio State. Right. So this notion that Justin Fields can't play that football be accurate, it's false.
Right. I got one more point to make. When I listened to Raheem Morris and he said he was in Atlanta already, he knew what this offense looked like. He knew what it looked like. If we go back to Kirk Cousins, it's gonna look the same it did with Matt. We're gonna have a productive quarterback putting up a lot of numbers, but when you take the money away from signing him, you're gonna have the same issue we had with not being able to put a defense behind Matt and all this shit like that. If you invest in Justin, you don't even have to pick up the 5th-year option. If he come in, he play good enough to get the 5th-year option, then we'll be looking at paying him the money we talking about paying Kirk. But if you don't, you able to go get a Daniil Hunter and go get more pieces to add to this defense while this division is soft as hell. And then also look at our division and what we play and what's their weaknesses. Everybody in our division other than Tampa could barely stop our run game. So if you add Justin into that, along with Bijan, if we go get another, I don't know, a late running back or something, and we just still even though it's gonna be a passing offense, we still able to run the ball.
Right.
I don't know. The Saints beat us. They beat us with stuff like Taysom and shit like that. It's time for us to have the same type of skill set in our offense to hit them back. So,
and then also too, fellas, I mean, regardless of the quarterback, we got to remember too that Zach Robinson can fit the scheme to the quarterback.
Any player, right?
Yeah, he can fit the scheme to the quarterback. And I want to say this too. I don't believe that Justin Fields gets traded. Because, I mean, if I'm Justin Fields' agent, I'm going to be a good agent and tell them, hey, and a clause in this deal is when you trade for him, you must sign him to his extension. Ain't no you going to let him play it out and we're going to see what's going on. Ain't no, you know, no low risk, high reward. No, he's coming here and he's getting paid.
But I don't think Justin has a choice. He don't have a decision in that fight. If they let him go and trade him, that's he is free property at that point. But him coming home, that add a little bit more of, you know what I'm saying? That add a little bit more. Okay, we'll see what happens in Atlanta if you bring him here. But if you, like everybody's saying, go get a quarterback in the draft. We pretty much betting on the same thing we betting on with one of them. The potential and what they could
I can
be.
live with that.
Right.
I can live with me going to go pick my guy. Right. I didn't pick none of these guys.
Right.
They're
but with Justin, you've already seen flashes and what he is in the NFL. So when they come out of college, they come to NFL. That don't necessarily mean they're gonna be what they were in college in the NFL. We seen him versus grown men. We seen him versus our defense. So, you know,
that's why I was going with it. That's exactly where I was going. Tip, look how he looked against us, man. He looked all world against us. All world.
I know it. And it's crazy. I know out of that. I know that's one game. I mean, but I just want y'all to just go look at the rest of the games throughout the year.
Well, after he came back from that injury, he was just a totally different quarterback. Like he just put everything together.
For the good.
Indeed.
Right.
Hey, but I don't hate Justin Fields.
Hold on, Derek. Before we go on, man, we got to welcome Bags into the studio right quick. Bags, tell us what you think about the quarterback position right quick, my brother.
What's good, fellas, man? Hope y'all having a great night. But man, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, dog. I'm a Georgia boy. I gotta ride with a Georgia boy. It only makes sense.
I feel you.
And I got 2 points. One, that's me, and y'all let me know if this makes sense. It ain't no way in hell, bro. I'm finna trust the Chicago Bears organization's judgment. Mitchell Trubisky, back to back, bro. Listen, what have they done to put Justin Fields in any type of good position?
That's a great Joker card right there, bro.
Listen, bro. He is he's played 3 years going into year 4. He's had 2 different head coaches and 3 different OCs as a quarterback, especially that position. Bro, you know how hard that is to learn a fucking new offense every year? Every year.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. So
preaching, brother.
The Justin Fields the way he gets judged is very, very skewed. Now we all wanted Lamar Jackson, including me. We all wanted Deshaun Watson, including me. That boy is just as athletic, got a better arm than Lamar. Bring him home. He under 30, under 25. Y'all talking about Kirk Cousins, right? And we all have had this discussion on trading Kyle Pitts because he got a lower leg injury and we don't know what the future holds. We all talked about maybe Grady, you know, having to give up some money or us cutting Grady because he had a lower leg injury. Y'all want to bring Kirk Cousins here who just had a lower leg injury? Mm-hmm. The worst lower leg injury you can have, an Achilles. Dang.
I think it's his pocket presence. I
understand that, Tip. I do. I promise you I do.
And see, that would be the only thing with Kirk Cousins, though, is he wouldn't have to use his leg to go in or just move in and out the pocket. So that Achilles wouldn't hurt him as bad as it would hurt Justin Fields. It would hurt a Baker Mayfield who is 10 plays.
I do agree with that.
He's just a complete pocket passer. So that is the only thing that saves Kirk Cousins from out of the conversation is that his pocket
and what still kind of keeps him number 1 in people's minds too.
But let me say this though. Let me say this. Y'all not wrong, but also out of any leg injury, an Achilles takes the longest to heal. He just got hurt in November.
2 years.
Dog, it's March. He just got hurt in November. It's March. Yeah, you can run around on air, do all that without pass on, without anybody chasing you, having to cut, having to drop, having to step back, whatever. And it look pretty, it look cute, it look whatever. But with them big ass 300-pounders, them 250-pounders get on you and they hungry as a pit bull. It ain't no telling, bro, what that ankle gonna hold up to. That's all I'm saying. Kirk Cousins is a good player, but in his totality in the NFL, Kirk Cousins really has been like one of the middle of the pack type of guys. He hasn't done much when it comes to having real success. Granted, he always took them franchise tags. He done got a lot of money out of the NFL now. Let's just bar none. But to bring him here and give him the type of money that we give him is taken away from everything else that we really need. We need a receiver. We still need a veteran pass rusher. Bring Justin Fields home, bro, because he won. I don't care what nobody say, bro. He's being judged and judged incorrectly. He's in that same boat as Lamar. He's in that same boat as a anybody you want to name that's young, bro. It's hard as hell to learn a new offense 3 straight years. And Tip, I understand what you mean, bro. When you were saying how you want to pick your guy, but you gotta think also, my man, this is a new regime. So even if they go free agency, they technically are picking their guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when it comes to rookies,
but it's not definitive though. It's still somebody else's guy in a way.
Yeah, I see
at
that.
Least this is the guy that at least y'all went into the war room and y'all said, "Hey, look, we like this guy. We feel like for where our new regime wants to go in the direction we want to head to, this is the guy, solely our guy." You know, but the thing about it, I don't want nobody to get it misconstrued. I don't dislike Justin Fields.
Right.
I do believe he has the best upside and would be the best situation if we're talking about putting pieces around him, all that. I'm just on the team young guy, go get your guy for your new regime and go ahead and make it do what it do. But if Justin Fields end up an Atlanta Falcon, guess what? I may end up going to go get a t-shirt or a jersey because
speaking of that, he holding up that Ritter jersey, and I never answered the question. But to be honest, I would rather Russ or Justin, to be honest, because to be honest, the problem we had last year was poor quarterback play, just doing simple stuff like getting the ball to the wide open receiver, getting the ball out to where it needed to be, because Ritter couldn't do nothing.
Ritter
at least
shouldn't
have none of that shit. So if you at least bring Russ, that's a veteran quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He got a little bit more. He got a little bit more moxie. He got a little bit more about himself to be able to run the offense. Just any quarterback at this point would have been better than what we had last season. But if you looking at trajectory and what he could be, I feel like Justin. Like I don't know. I don't know what else to really say about it.
Okay, so anything is better than Ritter, right?
Right? No, because you're not about to trap me in now. I'm not. No. Don't
do me like that.
Everything is not better than Ritter. Because if that was the case, Hines would have been better than Ritter. I'm saying as far as being able to run the offense efficiently, it's better than Ritter. So like we seen Russ beat the Chiefs, and they defense was number 2 last year. Even though Sean Payton wanted to get him up out of there, he was able to run that offense once it got to clicking. I mean, I don't know if he fit this offense, but we looking for better quarterback play, but not to put our team at risk of going through that Matt Ryan era again with no money. So
Augustine, I know you like Ritter because you said you love Desmond.
He really bought the jersey.
I'm talking about he had that guy. He had the jersey on before. What you mean?
Augustine, what you think about the quarterback position and how the Falcons should pursue it?
Shout out to all of y'all on the panel, man. Good to see y'all tonight and everything.
Hey, hold on, man. I gotta take this sip, man. To be on a live with you.
No, man, it's you, brother. It's all about you, man. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, man, that's everybody's favorite uncle right there, man.
This is a dream come true for me, man, on a personal level. To be on here with you, bro, along with my bro Smitty, my boy Tip. I'm in heaven right now, dog.
No, brother.
Floor is yours, my brother.
You are the man, man. I appreciate that. Hey, listen. One thing is there is really no wrong answer after the 2 years we've had with this quarterback situation. When you start talking about how pitiful Mariota was and how quickly and foolishly we threw Ritter out here to the wolves in this last year. I'm gonna be frank with you guys as far as the Kirk Cousins rumors. It sounds good in theory, but as you said, let's get it. The thing that you're gonna revisit is 2021, when you had Matt Ryan and you were paying money that we were somehow trying to get rid of. Let's just hypothetically, for all the things I keep hearing about what Justin Fields might do or what Russell Wilson might do, let's say what Kirk Cousins might do. He's 36 years old. Is there a guarantee that he won't hit the veteran wall this year? Last year might have just been an anomaly, and all of a sudden he comes back down to earth this year at 36, coming off a Achilles injury, and we're gonna pay him $40+ million after just clearing the books last year. I just don't think it's wise. So I really am in favor of the homecoming of Justin to come back in here and still drafting a quarterback possibly to go behind him and learn. I just want to see this team's quarterback situation look, one, talented, and two, less than 30 years old. Yes. If we can get that particular combination, I would be fine. The Russell Wilson situation, if Russell is willing to be a team player, in other words, you can come on, but it's no guarantee you'll start, I'm fine with that. But I just can't live with I can't live. If Kirk Cousins gets here, I'm gonna get behind him.
Uncle Steve, do you think it's just smoke at this point?
No, I don't think it's smoke. I think it's for real. I seriously, if you look at what a lot of the folks are kind of whispering about, this is what's going on, Smitty, and this is my heart of hearts. I think in the background, Kirk Cousins is leveraging Atlanta against Minnesota the same way Deshaun leveraged us against Cleveland. He's going to say, look, Arthur Blank is ready to write the check. What y'all going to do, Minnesota? And he's going back to Minnesota, and Minnesota has to make a decision. Minnesota has three big free agents. They have Danielle, Justin Jefferson. Well, he's not a free agent, but he's up for his extension. And Kirk Cousins. They have to make a decision on which one they're going to give the big bucks to. Because if they give big bucks to one of the three is going to have to go.
Well, I think Hunter going anyway, to be honest.
So that's something that you...
Well, that's definitely his big buck ass in Minnesota.
Hey,
he can stay right there where he's at.
Hey,
and that's why
I think that's where he wants to be.
Of course it is. Yeah. Of course it is. You won 13 games with them 2 years ago. Don't act like you don't have any ties to that team. Addison is not a bad wide receiver either. Hawkinson is a nice receiver on tight end on that team. It's not like you have scrubs up there.
No, they got JJ.
Oh, bro. Well, see, JJ, that could make a decision whether JJ wants to get out of there or not. If you think about it.
Facts.
Yeah, he'll be franchise tag though. They're franchise tag.
I'm gonna get out of here, Smitty, because I was enjoying watching y'all, and the wife just got home, and I gotta enjoy her company as I usually get a rare weekday. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Appreciate y'all. And don't y'all ever forget.
I love Desmond.
He loves Desmond. Hey, but the thing about it is, Raheem may not love Desmond.
Oh, no.
He never mentioned Desmond.
Y'all be good, man.
Yes, sir.
All right,
yes, sir. Uncle Steve coming through.
Facts. Also, man, y'all got to think about it like this as well, fellas. I know we're thinking that the guy that Zach Robinson and the rest of the new coaching staff is getting at is Kirk Cousins. What if it's not? You also got to think, even though they just came from LA and they had Stafford, who was kind of, they pretty much the same standard, quarterback. But Zach Robinson inherited that. what does Zach Robinson want to go young and fast and dual threat? You know what I mean? So we really don't know. It's just a guessing
Like
game
Jaden
at this
Daniels?
point. Him, your Fields, whoever.
You
My
think we
biggest
really
thing,
gonna be able to get Jaden Daniels though?
I mean,
Man,
if
I believe it's gonna cost too much, y'all. I want
The
Jaden Daniels
only
down
way
here.
we get Jaden Daniels, is if Marvin Harrison go third to the Patriots. That's the only way.
Facts.
Only
We
way.
need somebody. I don't care if it's Joe Ott. Somebody shake this draft up so we can get the quarterback we need to get.
Hey.
Even if it's Drake May. Because I'm not right now Drake May.
Them getting Marvin Harrison is not the Patriot way. So you can go ahead and scratch that out the book.
Let me put it to you like this, fellas. Let me put it to you like this, fellas. We know Caleb Williams is going number 1 to Chicago. We all know this.
Absolutely.
Number 2 is but the Commanders got the number 2 pick. Do y'all really believe Dan Quinn is gonna do some business with us?
Right.
Oh no. I would honestly I don't want to
y'all really believe that
much business with him, to be honest with you. He can go ahead. Honestly, I'd love for them to go ahead and draft Joe Ott and just go ahead and start it off just like that with Joe Ott. Now, some people are gonna be looking at that as crazy, but I think Joe Ott's gonna be a Hall of Famer. I just want to get to the player I'm trying to get to. So yeah, I just need this draft to be shook up a little.
Jaden Daniels is going to the Commanders. You can book that. Dan Quinn is going off that.
I'm gonna answer your question. The Patriot way is Bo Nix. So
seriously.
Hey, they saying the Broncos. They saying the Broncos to get him.
Yeah.
I don't see him as a. Well, yes, I do, because he fits Drew Brees' frame just to the T, damn near. So yeah, I can see Denver taking.
Yeah, but the hardest thing is though the most difficult part that would stop us from trading up is the first 3 teams. They need a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So
they don't need a quarterback. Sam Howell is cool. Mac Jones is all right. They don't need a quarterback.
No, Tim, I'm not gonna let you get away with that,
Come
bro.
on, let's get it.
Sam Howell. No, Tim, no. We going first thing. People ain't saying
we not gonna act like Sam Howell wasn't balling on that Cowboys defense.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna just be real.
The only rebuttal to that is Eric Bieniemy is gone.
Yeah.
Who gonna run the air raid off?
So they may say it was Eric's fault. Maybe he wasn't dialing up the right plays for Sam Howell. Let's go ahead and get a wide receiver like Marvin Harrison in here to go along with Scary Terry, and we got Sam Howell.
I'm coming up close to the camera. Tip, you fucking serious, man? You serious, man? You serious, man?
You know I'm just hoping and praying. You know I am.
Tip, I love you, Dip, man. You my dog. Sam Howell was serious.
Right.
Nah, man. Sam Howell's a turnover machine, man. I watched some of the tape like it was a guy that really broke down every interception for him. And I took the time out to watch that 10-minute video, and I was like, you know what? They're probably going quarterback. I mean, so I'm just being honest. They probably.
So again, what I said earlier, do you really think Dan Quinn is going to do some business with us as far as trying to trade up and get Jaden Daniels? Nah.
I need Adam Peters to be the one to do the deal with us. You know, the guy that's over Dan Quinn. So hopefully something like that will go on. If not, though, it is. If not,
let's get your thought on this quarterback.
We're gonna talk offline, Phil. You thought you was slick, bro. You thought you was slick. You thought you was slick.
He tried it.
Hey, man, I'm trying to slide in when I can, man. I'm just trying to slide. Hey, man, I'm trying to wheel this thing, man. I'm trying to wheel this thing. So, Will, speaking of Will, what you think about mute. William, Amy?
What up, Will? What's going on,
Will,
brother?
You on mute.
You back there in the break room.
Oh, here.
How you? Nope. Can't hear you.
Y'all can hear me?
Good.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, man. I said, man, we go with Justin Fields because I think Justin Fields, like let's get it said, man. I looked at his tapes, man. You could tell his face expression. He was frustrated with the organization because he ain't had the right coaching staff taught him how to, read defense and use progression. They just want him to be like a Michael Vick. No offense, like just If you want to see nobody open, just run. But I feel like if he fit with Zach Robinson, he'd be more comfortable in the pocket. And I think we need a right tackle in the center because I really don't think Drew Darman and Caleb McGregory will stay because I think they need to go on a free agency and try to really go in the trenches, trying to switch that up. And we don't gonna have probably like 50 million cap space. For us, bro, I think we need to go ahead and get that edge rusher, man, because we need another corner outside of AJ Terrell. If AJ Terrell wants to, we got some tough decisions though, because we need another slot corner. Because Clark Phillips III, he all right, but the quarterback position, I'm going with Justin Fields, man, because he fit the best scheme. And I don't want to overpay Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson. It's all about they're going to get a low deal. If they can't get a low deal, because we can't afford to pay $20 million for a quarterback. And AJ Terrell on the contract too, so. We got to win now, man. I don't care who we get, but I think Justin Fields, he need to come home to Atlanta, and we just go ahead and go to the trenches to get our boy Dallas Turner out of Alabama, man.
Nah, I care who we get. I want
Fields and then Dallas.
I want Dallas Turner, man. Because only quarterback I see who really ready in that NFL draft, really, man. I'm gonna say Jason McCarthy, man. I'm really gonna say that, and he might go to the Giants because Daniel Jones, he on his last contract. They ain't signed Saquon Barkley, so I think Saquon Barkley might walk out the door because they're gonna have to get a quarterback. So you can see Minnesota trying to get a quarterback.
I think Saquon going to Houston or somewhere.
I can see that. I'm talking about that's the team that I'm thinking
about. That's a good point, big bro. That's a good point. I can see that.
Man. Yeah.
How deadly would that be?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but free agency start next week. This is gonna be the last question. Then we're gonna roll. Free agent start next week.
All right.
Who do y'all want to see the Falcons get in free agency if they can? I start with Playboy, and we'll go down and go across.
Oh, that's easy. Danielle Hunter, or some type of defensive edge or rusher. Like that's not even a question. I don't think.
But at 31 years old, you're gonna pay him $20+ million?
What he put? Hey, look, it's the same question with him and Kirk. He had a hell of a performance last year. Kirk did before the injury. He ain't got no injury. Kirk do. Which one we finna put the money behind?
I would throw another one out there, one that I wouldn't have to pay as much. I would trade for Khalil Mack, pay him the $10 million, and let him take what he's gonna take from Los Angeles. I would bring him in. He had 17.5 sacks last year. That's where my money would go.
Hey,
and you say
that's why I said any edge rush presence, because it's ridiculous how much I watched film last year and the quarterbacks were just sitting back there having a picnic.
Yep, just waiting.
Just waiting.
Tackles. Our defense ends wasn't tackling too. There was like a lot of teams.
Yeah, they were missing a lot of tackles.
Right. Couldn't contain.
Yeah, and only rush presence we got is up the middle. But you got to have something to contain the pocket, and everybody getting a mobile quarterback. You can't do nothing without an edge. So
I think Lorenzo getting cut though. You might see, don't be shocked. You see a lot of good players.
He might get cut. He'll cap definitely.
Especially if we're talking about going to get somebody better than him, for sure. He's out of here.
Yeah. Sean, who you got, my brother?
I was going the Brian Burns route, but when they tagged him today, and the stats that you showed me, Smitty, we could trade for him for 2 first rounds. No, I'm good. My automatically went to Khalil Mack. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was going with it as far as bringing in impact guys. That's going to make an immediate impact as far as like getting this over that hump. You see what I'm saying? That's why I was going with it, but that's just me. So, Smithy, you took my idea right away from me. So, I definitely go. I would definitely take a hard look at Khalil Mack.
Yeah. Bags, what you got, Bag?
I got 3 options, but they all make sense. They all on the defensive line. Either Khalil Mack, we're gonna go Josh Allen or Christian Wilkins. One of them 3.
I like
one of them 3 because
Josh Allen got tagged too.
Did he? Oh well,
I didn't 24 guaranteed.
Okay, well that's great for him. But either Mack or Wilkins, to be honest, dog, we still gotta improve this defensive line, improve this pass rush because I hear what y'all saying when it comes to the edge rush, but I seen last year, dog, our defensive tackles break down, and we had nobody. Nobody. Grady was out for the year. Onyemata in and out. We went and got old boy from Philly. He
Free.
got hurt. It was ugly.
And I pray
So
they bring him back. He a
yeah,
good
facts.
guy.
Big
Mhm.
facts.
Yeah.
So if you can bring a Christian Wilkins in and find somebody in the draft for Murphy or somebody. Also, I think if I'm not mistaken, Javon Kinlaw from San Fran is gonna be a free agent too. So
Y'all go check
maybe
out Berto, Mr. 95 North Falcon Talk Show.
that's why I saw that's where I saw it from.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we can sign him for cheap. Maybe a year or two. Hey, you never know, but we still got to beef up and improve the defense line more than anything. I would say receiver, but this draft gonna be so receiver heavy, man. We can get one in the first 3 rounds. So you know what I mean. D line is definitely the more important issue right now for D line and QB.
Yep. Will, who you got, my brother?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I'm still with Dallas Turner, man. He turned some heads, man. The dude is athletic, running 4.47. He getting after the quarterback. That's what we really need, man. I really hope that we just go ahead and let Justin Field come to the A. Go ahead, get your pass rusher, Dallas Turner, and going to late rounds, get you a wide receiver who fit with Drake London. Third, you get you a safety with Jesse Bates. We know we need another strong safety because Richie Grant he got to go. I do not want to see this man in 2024. And we need to address outside of AJ Terrell because Jeff Okuda he got burnt down, and I don't want to see no Mike Hughes. And Clark Phillips a third. He probably need more. Another like a. I don't think he could be ready for that nickel ready because it's gonna be too much responsibility with the slot receivers.
He's ready.
So,
He's ready. I'm telling you, Clark Phillips the third. He's coming. He's ready. He's coming. I'm telling you, he's coming.
Clark a dog.
He was adjusting to the game. Y'all got to remember Clark Phillips. They held him out for a long time before he even touched the field. So that time he had to make up. So this season, going to this season, he done got his feet wet. He's an athletic person, and he's what 5'11". So you talk about a guy who's if he's 6'2", he was probably a top 10 pick. Let's keep it real. Because they always go by measurables. But one person that I want y'all to keep an eye on, and I did a video on this guy, Bryce Huff, New York Jets. I still think if you can go out and get a guy like that, who's a rotation. Think about it. He got 10 sacks as a rotational player last year.
As a rotation.
Same with Josh Uche 2 years ago in New England. He had 15 sacks as a rotational guy. So if you go out and get rotational guys like that, I think that builds your sack number up. And I think if you want to bring in a rookie guy and add him to the mix, that makes most sense to me. You don't have to get a Dallas Turner, even though I would love it. You got guys in the draft like Darius Robinson from Missouri. You got a couple of edge rushers in the second and third round that can come in, add them to the rotation, and guess what?
I got it.
Rotation, and you probably could be looking at 50 to 60 sacks next year. So I would love to see Huff here, man. 25 years old, you can't beat that. 25.
Did Huff have that Vic Beasley syndrome though?
No, I don't think so.
Did he get them sacks because somebody else was taking that pressure off? Because he got some linemen up there with him.
Yeah, now Williams, Quentin Williams. I know you talking about.
We got
Ahmad and Grady though, so it would be the same.
Right, man.
So,
so I would go Bryce Huff, Jonathan Grenard. I like that one. Yeah. Oh, and they're like, this would be perfect for me. Huff, Grenard, or Kinlaw. Grenard or Kinlaw. They're interchangeable for me. Or third piece, Leonard Floyd. I'll take all three of those guys.
I saw somebody in the chat say Leonard Floyd, man. I like that.
From the Rams.
He was with the Rams.
Yeah, get some familiarity in here, man. Leonard Floyd. We go and get Greenard. I think the thing about Greenard, he's had some injuries. He has. But I still think the Texans will be dumb to let him walk out the door. So I'm hoping they be dumb on that one. That's another reason why I say about Kinlaw. I think we could get Kinlaw and get him in there. But yeah, Bryce Huff, Leonard Floyd, Grady Jarrett. If you want to bring
Khalil Mack in there for a trade, I'm gonna throw Khalil Mack in there for a trade. Yeah, got to.
I love Khalil Mack.
Around that one. Yeah,
I just know everybody has said Khalil Mack, so I just want to throw in some other names. But I'm definitely down with Khalil Mack as well. And I also would be down for a guy that I did a video on earlier, and I'm talking about Darius Williams, a guy who's been released by the Jacksonville Jaguars. The guy had 4 interceptions last year on that defense, 102 tackles. He has 10 interceptions for his career, and he used to play for the LA Rams. He went undrafted, picked up by the Ravens, let go. Next thing you know, the Rams pick him up. He goes and wins a Super Bowl with Coach Ra and Coach Zach. Familiarity. It's easy.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of that in free agency. Trust me. He's gonna bring back some players that he's coached before. Every coach does that. And as I tell y'all, man, just don't feel bad when y'all see him make some of the moves he makes. Every coach that comes in and takes over a team, they want their type players in their type system that they think best fits, and somebody that can get them the best chance to win. It's just that easy. But we've been on 2 hours, man. We've had a blast as always. Before we get out of here, man, y'all know what to do, man. Playboy, tell everybody where to find you, man.
Man. Just thank y'all for allowing me to come on. I'm in the content creation space now, so you can find me at Dirty Bird Diner on YouTube. I've been making a few videos this week. So
hey, if you on Twitter or Facebook, man, send me your info.
Yeah.
I was talking to Berto about that. I couldn't, for some reason it wouldn't let me add you, and I followed you though, but it won't let me message you. So I'm gonna figure that out.
Okay.
Heck yeah, man. We can get some content in, man. Now that you getting your feet wet, like that whole aura you got over there too with the purple light and all that stuff out there back there too, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can't see it. Just say the world is all. I got the picture.
I thought you were gonna do an announcement for 50 Shades of Grey for a minute though.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't mess with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
I got you.
Sean, tell everybody where to find you, man.
Man, big bro, you know how I feel about that, man. I don't like recognition, man, but I'm always humble, man. When you allow me to,
hey, man, you know how I rock. I don't care about that. Tell everybody where to find you, man.
That's family now.
Like your name say, let's get it. Let's get it.
Hey, chat. For the ones that's in the chat that's looking at me, I'm literally 12 subscribers away from 1,300 on YouTube, man. I'm a gamer.
Help him get there.
I'm a gamer. I play NBA 2K 24, Madden, the newest version. I'm a gamer, man. So I like to go on there, chop it up, with y'all like we do on here, man. And I'm just trying to go on this platform, man. But if y'all could do me a favor, man, and spam up those subs for me, man, and get me to 1,300 a day, I would be so humble and grateful, man. I'm a very humble individual, man. So if y'all can, help me out. And big bro, Tip, love y'all boys. I know how I feel about y'all, man. And we always family. We always brothers, man. So if y'all can help me out, man.
And if y'all didn't know, he give me some of my ideas because I like Berto. I literally talk to Sean every day. Every day.
And that's the thing, if you don't mind me saying it. How I am, I'm a real one. My name is Let's Get It.
I just gave you a subscribe, big bro.
Man, appreciate it, man. Let's Get It. Is my time. I want y'all to know me as Sean. That's my real name. That's my name, Sean. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real one. I'm a man about man. I'm a grown man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want y'all to know me as Let's Get It G. I want y'all to know me as Sean. A very humble individual and a man.
Sean,
you know what I'm saying?
Sean, I'm gonna get at you on that Madden.
You come get that work, but hey.
I want to see the live.
It's gonna be 50 Shades of ass whooping.
You want to stream that, brother? You want to stream that?
Look at my videos. I got a couple clips on that end. If we doing that.
Bet. Hey, my bad, big bro. My bad.
No, you good. Bad, tell everybody to find you, man.
Now y'all can find me on Instagram, man, on IG at It's the Bag Man. It's ITSTHE_Bagman, BAGGMAN.
You the bag man, okay? So you gonna pay Khalil Mack then? Okay, I got you.
If I could, I
would. Chris, tell everybody where to find you, man.
Hey, man, Instagram A1 Forever, Twitter, X, Twix, whatever. A1 Forever on there as well. Of course, the platform on YouTube is A1 Forever Sports, where we be generational because it's always time to be, and we don't settle for less because we can always have
100.
more with the vision. And also, you can find me on TikTok at The Real A1 Forever as I drop little videos and stuff like that, have some content, drop some combine videos on there as well. And of course, don't forget, I dropped a video earlier talking about Mr. Darius Williams and how he could possibly be cornerback number 2 for the Atlanta Falcons. Familiarity, used to play with Coach Raheem, has Super Bowl pedigree. Hey, check me out, man. A1 Forever Sports, Chris Tipmore.
Hey, we going up. But before we get out of here, man, I got to send prayers out to 2 good friends of mine, man. Big Low Country, y'all know it, man. Lost his grandmother. So y'all continue to please say prayers for him, man. That's tough for anybody, no matter who you are. Miss Angela Myers, she lost her auntie, so y'all please say a prayer for her as well, man. So this has been a rough week for the Falcon family, and trust me, man, say those prayers, and it will help them get them strength to keep moving forward, man. Because like I said, death is hard on anybody, no matter who it is. But this has been a great show, man. Thank y'all for coming through it, man. Thank y'all in the chat, man. I got to tell y'all, I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but we were 10 away from 500 views at one point. So,
my goodness.
So thank y'all for coming through, showing love, man. We're going to try to get back.
Can I say one more thing, big bro, if you don't mind? Can I say one more thing?
Do your thing.
I definitely want to give a special shout out to you, Smitty. To reach 10K subscribers on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
It's a big accomplishment. It could not have happened to a better person, a better human being, and a better man. I'm proud of you, brother. I'm so proud to be a friend, a brother, and you deserve all the accolades that's coming your way, brother. So congratulations on 10K, man. I want to tell you that face to face on your live. Congratulations, man. I love you, man. And you're going to continue to do special things on this platform. And just congratulations to all your success, man. I'm very happy for you, brother. Very happy for you.
Keep pushing, bro. As long as y'all keep pushing me, I'm going to keep pushing. But Playboy Darren, I see you with the joke, so me and you going to get along just fine. But shout out to like I said, man, again, man, prayers up to Miss Angela Myers and Big Little Country, man, on the lost family members. And this has been another great show, man. Like I said with Sean, man, I can't do it without y'all, man. I'm gonna keep pushing content as much as I can, man. And I'm gonna just tell y'all, man, haters out there, so just watch your back, man, because they always smiling in your face. But for my boy Sean, there he goes. Come on, man, don't start that. On that note right there, man, we out of here.